Hello, everybody. Welcome to another brand new episode on Boundary Line Podcast. My name is Dillon Pink and Sheldon Dougherty on the show with me as usual. And it's that season again. It's that time of the year again. It's IPL time. I know we've been out of action for some time. We had a lot of things, to see to. But now that we are here, I think we're gonna keep this journey going on forward. And if you guys liked our previous videos, and so we do request you all to please subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends and family members there, because I think this season of the IPL is already kickstarted and it's just been brilliant. I know we're a bit late on this year's season, but better late than never. Let's get straight into that. Sheldon, are you happy to be back?
Oh, no, it's brilliant. It's been a while, but yeah, IPL season, this is when we do our videos, and it's always a pleasure to do it with you, Dil. And yeah, great to be back. Great to be watching cricket and now talking about cricket as well, Dil.
Absolutely. Match number 20. We've had some close calls here so far in the IPL. Some close matches that have taken place. But tonight was one such one, Sheldon. What a match for the ages there. Mumbai versus RCB at the Wankhede Stadium there. RCB on a bit of a roll there. They've gone to Eden Gardens in the first match of the IPL, beaten Kolkata Knight Riders. They moved to Chennai after that, where they've not won for the past 15 to 17 years. They breached that fortress, and now they come to Mumbai, where they haven't beaten Mumbai since 2015, and they do that. But it wasn't easy, but in the end, Sheldon, I thought it was a brilliant match, irrespective of who won it. I mean, I know it's clearly we are RCB fans, but irrespective, even if it had to go the other way, I thought it was a brilliant match, Sheldon.
Never in doubt, right, Dil? I mean, oh, wow, what a fantastic game. I mean, one of the few close games as well here in the IPL. We've had a lot of great games and a lot of great knocks, but many of them have been one-sided, not many of them coming right to the finish. But yeah, today was a brilliant game. I mean, a high-scoring game as you expect at the Wankhede on that road of a pitch, Dil, where I think batters will just love batting there every day of the week if you give it to them. But yeah, what a crazy game, Dil. Of course, much of the build-up was around the cricket of the year returning, that man Jasprit Bumrah making his return. And boy, Mumbai needed him, Dil, because they were really struggling coming in. And I thought he made instant impact when he came as well. He really looked like somewhere close to his best till today.
Yeah, Jasprit Bumrah back in the squad for Mumbai. They made a few changes, Sheldon, from the last game, with Rohit, going out and everything like that. But for our viewers just joining us here, let's get into it. Then Mumbai won the toss and they elected to field first. That put RCB to batting first. Sheldon, they got off to a flyer there. I know Phil Salt hit first ball for 4. Next ball he gets out, but it didn't stop Virat Kohli there. He was looking like a man on a mission, Sheldon, today. And the way he struck the ball there, 67 there, he smashed 2 sixes also. Dev Dutt also, I thought, played really well, Sheldon. Padikkal kept it going there. He kept the momentum, going with RCB, and we've seen that even in the match that they lost to GT, Sheldon. He comes out there and just keeps the runs flowing. But it came on to that man again, Sheldon. I know he's always been the key for RCB. He was 2 years ago when they were playing, but Rajat Patidar, Sheldon, there's no words to describe this guy. I think he's a brilliant player, and especially of spin. He really takes the spinners on, and in the end, RCB then, along with Jitesh Sharma, who I thought played a blinder of a knock. They 40 of 19 balls only there, got RCB to 221, and Mumbai, I thought they did really well in the first 7-8 overs, but then they were lacking behind. But once a few wickets fell there, Hardik Pandya came in and he was a man possessed. They 42 of just 15 balls, and along with Tilak Verma, 56 runs there. I thought they almost had the game in their hand with 4 overs to go, but the bowling is what is making the difference here for RCB this time around, like everyone's saying, and they were able to close out the game. It was close, when you have 19 plus runs to defend in the last over on that road of a pitch, like you said, no total is safe, right?
And it being a spin as well, Dil, in the last over, which makes it
exactly
even more difficult. Dil, I thought you covered a lot of excellent points. I just want to make one, Dil, which I'm so glad you mentioned him as well. Devdutt Padikkal. His probably not many will talk about him when you look at the game as a whole, because there's so many other players who, played more crucial knocks. But I just love the intent he's showing. whether he gets out early, he got out against Gujarat and it didn't work the previous game. I mean, he got
Yeah.
a start, but then he got out. But he's just coming out, and this is not the way he plays. Dil. We know he's more of a what to say. He's more of an opener who likes to take his time and
Yeah.
slowly accumulate his runs. But he's come out here, and they've obviously told him go out there and smack the ball as hard as you can, show intent. If you get out, it's okay. We have Patidar, Livingston, Jitesh, David all after you, so it's okay. You get out, you get out. And that intent he showed was so good. And I mean, RCB, obviously many teams, when you look at it, they talk about players, who they bought. But I feel one of the key things RCB did at the auction was retain Patidar and make him captain. That was two
Yeah.
excellent calls because last year he was one of their best players. In fact, he was one of the main reasons RCB made the playoffs. His form, turned RCB's fortunes around, and he started off brilliantly. Man of the match in Chennai, man of the match here at the Wankhede as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant knock, and some of his shots are just outstanding. The way he plays, and as you said against spin, I mean, one of the great bashes of spin here in the IPL. I mean, certainly one of the most destructive players in the middle order against spin, and he looks $1 million right now, Dil.
Yeah, Sheldon, I thought the way he played spin, and you've seen that immediately when the spinners came on,
Yeah.
and then he just went after them, and even the ball striking, the clean hitting, the no sort of trying to innovate himself. Yes, he did play a few shots here and there, but 90% of the shots that he played, Sheldon, down the ground or like hitting it over the field and so neatly done. He looks really, really good, and it seems that he has a set plan. And the one thing that I like, Sheldon, and I think you'll agree with me also, is that he's not afraid to lose his wicket. He trusts the other guys in the team, because after him there's Liam Livingston. He didn't get runs today, Liam Livingston, but there's Jitesh Sharma, who I thought brilliant signing by RCB. I know we were thinking, why the hell did they sign this guy? Because I don't know if he had enough impact last season with his previous franchise there, but Jitesh Sharma, Sheldon, playing a blind of 40 of 19, taking down Bumrah and Hardik Pandya and everyone. He just stuck into them and then just took the game away from them. And you know that 200 on this wicket, Sheldon, is not enough. You've seen games going down there 220 plus, also right onto the wire, and one such game was tonight. But let's get to Mumbai, Sheldon. I think they've 4 losses now in a row for them, and they are like they're probably like looking to see what can they fix right now, because the openers, I don't think so, are doing any good. They tried Will Jacks last match, that didn't work, so Will Jacks went down the order. There, Rohit Sharma came in as an impact sub. He got off to a good start there, Rohit Sharma, right?
Yeah.
17 of 9 balls, he hit a 6 and he hit 2 4s there. He got going there. But Yash Dayal, I think he's just been a brilliant guy, and ever since he got smacked by Rinku Singh for 5 6s, I think he's really changed him around there. But Surya Kumar Yadav also, bizarre innings from him, Sheldon. 28 of 20. You seem that in these sort of matches, Surya is going to take the game away. He was given 2 lives there, but he just couldn't make it big when it mattered the most.
Yeah, Dil, I mean, last game they took out Tilak Verma because he was playing too slow. I was wondering if Sky was going to take himself out the way it was going. My God, I mean, and Dil, I know it's very rare to say a batter can play a match-losing innings, but given how the run scoring was today, and given how the chase Mumbai had to score as well, that was a crucial knock in knocking Mumbai out of the game as well, because that strike rate on that pitch, chasing 220 plus, that's a real demotivator for the team as well. And yeah, you mentioned Yash Dayal. I mean, what character he's shown, right? Till from the end of last season to even the way he started this season, he just shows that he can keep coming back and keep coming back. He plays on some flat pitches, but he backs his skill, and yeah, he also was a very good player who RCB retained. I feel that was a good option because obviously they could have retained other players, but they stuck with Yash Dayal, and he seems to be showing them why they retained him as well with how he's bowling. Did I want to mention another player, Tilak Verma. Today, obviously, he played a good knock, I feel, after last game where, he had a sad end to his match where he got taken out towards the end. I really thought, especially had to be against RCB where he comes back into form. And it really looked like when he and Hardik were batting, that was the game for Mumbai. As long as those two were there, it seemed like Mumbai had an outside chance, right, though?
Yeah, absolutely, Shalan. I thought they were brilliant. The Tilak Varma, the moment he came in, I thought it was brilliant. But then again, I just felt he came too late down the order
Yeah,
there, and I get it. I sort of feel Mumbai is in that place where they have too many batsmen that can open or bat at number three and four.
yeah,
I don't see that structure with them. Like this batter suits number five because uh, Tilak Varma last year was batting up the order, right? And
yeah.
now in this season now he's all over. He's batting number four, number five, sometimes even number six, like today, So he's all over the place, and I think that's where I think Mumbai need to get it right. But Tilak Verma played a blind of innings right from the moment he got a loosener there from Pandya, I think if I'm not mistaken, and he just put that away for four, and you knew straight away like this guy was going to get the total. But come Hardik Pandya to the crease and everything changed. I don't know what happened there. It's kind of someone switched something on in that camp for Mumbai, and they just went berserk after that, taking down the bowlers. But I thought the match was lost in that middle phase, Sheldon. We keep stressing on that middle phase how important it is to keep the runs flowing. You see in RCB today also, they were scoring at 8, 9 and over in that middle phase that allowed them to push through the last 7 overs, right? But Mumbai today didn't get that. I thought Suya Sharma, another underrated guy, Sheldon, his first 3 overs went for 15, and only in his last over he got hit for 16. That's absolutely brilliant, right? So when you put that into perspective, his overs were so important, and he doesn't get enough of credit, I feel say. So I thought he did a brilliant job, Sheldon. What do you think?
Yeah, Dil, I think Suyash has been brilliant. I think the way Patidar's managed him has been absolutely superb. When you look back also, in that first game, in fact, like very easily other captains would have not given Suyash another over, in fact. But ever since that, ever since he bowled that last over where he got Russell in the first game, he's been a different bowler. I mean, he's bowled with confidence.
True.
It was
Yeah.
it was shocking he didn't play against Gujarat. I was shocked that they didn't bring him in that game, and they brought Rasik instead in that game at the Chinnaswamy. But yeah, he came back in this game, and Suyash was just brilliant. The way he bowled on that Wankhede pitch, three absolutely superb overs, and got to mention Krunal as well. Dil. What character that guy has, because I mean, he got smacked around in his first 3 overs as well, but to be given the last over at the Wankhede to defend 19, when honestly I think 19 is very chaseable in the
19
last over.
plus, right? I think the last over they needed around 20
Yeah, 19,
plus
20 around
runs.
that. Yeah, they
Yeah.
they needed that much, and to think you'd probably still back Mumbai to chase that, especially with a spinner bowling the last over at the Wankhede, and to show that character, and he almost got a hat trick as well, Dil, and he just showed a lot of character, and what a signing he's turned out to be.
Yeah.
I'm sure in hindsight, many people before, RCB started playing would have thought Krunal's not a great signing. They'd have looked at it and said, "Oh, why'd they buy him?" I was one who thought that at the auction as well. Then I was like, "Oh, I'm not sure this is a good buy," but he's come and been one of RCB's best bowlers and best players. I mean, he's just been superb, and so far looks a very good signing.
Yeah, Sheldon, I thought he bowled brilliantly, and you're right, 19 of the last over there that was needed there, and we all know spinner on that track there. The bowlers have been pumped, before that, and the batters are on song. It's easy to get even more than that on that wicket, right? But I thought he bowled brilliantly there, Sheldon. But Mumbai, they're just stressing on them a bit now. What do they need to change, Sheldon? I mean, I know I mentioned that they don't have the right batters at the right slots. I think a lot of people at various positions. Tilak Varma is sort of a top order player. He's done that for India as well. Also, I think he scored fantastically for India when he plays. Surya Kumar Yadav, I think, is in the right position, but I think that Will Jacks, Namandir kind of a thing. They experimented with that, these guys moving up and down the order. I don't know what needs to change there, but Rohit Sharma, do they need to look past him is the question that now I think people are starting to ask there. Do you think now it's time after the glory years of Mumbai Indians, one that's brought them so much of glory and those wins? Do you think now it's time for Mumbai to look past Rohit Sharma?
Oh, that's a very good question, Dil. And I don't know, it just feels like Rohit Sharma and playing for India right now and Rohit Sharma playing for Mumbai is just a different player. It's been for a couple of seasons now for Mumbai where Rohit's just not been his usual self. I think even last season, maybe taking the captaincy off him, I don't know, makes him feel less important. in this team, and maybe he doesn't have as much of a presence now, not being captain. But we know Dill Rohit's still a fantastic player. We've seen him. We saw him in the
Yeah.
Champions Trophy final, in fact, play a superb innings. There's no denying Rohit's talent, but does he want to keep playing, T20s? Does he want to keep opening? That's on him. But just on Mumbai's lineup, Dill, yes, we spoke. Maybe the balance seems off. Maybe guys are out of position. But if you give any team that top six, you take it, right? You'd be like, that's pretty
100%.
good. I mean,
Yeah.
you mentioned the guys that Rickleton, Rohit, Jax, Surya Kumar, Tilak. I mean, Hardik Pandya, Dill, that's insane. Like, surely there's nothing wrong with those guys as batters. They're all top batters. I mean, just as you mentioned, maybe the order they need to change, but I don't think there's any issue with any of those batters because they all, to me, seem very good and it's a very strong lineup. But as you mentioned, the Pandya as well, is he batting too low? Because whenever he comes, he looks like, if he got 20, 30 balls, if he batted 40 balls, he could get 100 the way he smacked it around. So, like, you
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe that's the issue that everyone's batting either too low or too high and it's all too fumbled. Because now Bumrah's back and I think that makes their bowling lineup much stronger. Yesterday they got hit for 220, but at Wankhede you can. I mean, that can happen to any bowling
Exactly.
attack.
Yeah.
I think Bumrah coming back does make them a bit stronger. But yeah, the batting I feel still needs to be sorted out.
Yeah, Sheldon. I mean, Rohit Sharma just coming back to him. I think he's a brilliant player, but that's what people are now speaking about. Is it time for Mumbai to look past him? But I don't think so. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Rohit Sharma. He just needs that big season there. I know for the last 4 or 5 years he's not had that big season with Mumbai, just getting 300 runs, 200 plus runs, and everything. Yes, COVID was there those years, but after that he's not been able to like move on. He's not had that big season, and I think it's very important that if Rohit Sharma gets at least a 400 season this year, I think then Mumbai Indians can go through, and they can probably target that top four. But it's looking tough for them, Sharon. 4 losses for them now out of 5 games, where you'll start to think now around the halfway mark there that, they need to get a few more wins. They need to generate those few more wins and put pressure on the other teams so that they can at least target the top four. But for RCB, I think they've done a fantastic job, Sheldon. They've held their nerve. It was getting close there. I thought around the 13th over, they were comfortable and it was looking like they're going to close out the chase. But like I said, Mumbai just came back in the game, and those last 4 overs, I thought Hazelwood, uh, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, top bowling there towards the end there. How crucial is experience when it comes to this end. Shalan, when you're bowling at the death there, Josh Hazelwood went for runs in his previous over, but the moment he came back, he adjusted, and then getting the wicket of Hardik. Superb stuff there by RCB, right in the end.
Yeah, Dylan, that's a rare sight, right? To see us mentioning RCB bowlers winning them games. I mean,
Trust me, I was literally thinking when I was saying that, I was
yeah,
like, I'm not used to saying this that the
yeah,
bowling was so fab that but I mean, hey, this
yeah.
this is what a new season does after the auction. But yes, go ahead, Sheldon.
Yeah, and I think what you mentioned is just crazy, Dil. I think that's why they spent so much on Bhuvaneshwar. That's why they spent so much on Hazelwood. And that's why they went big also for their bowlers because it is important, Dil. The great sides, the great IPL sides had good bowling attacks. And bowlers mostly win you tournaments, right? That's the key thing. Batters can win you
Yeah,
games, but bowlers win you tournaments. And
exactly.
Bhuvaneshwar, I thought, was an excellent signing, Dil. Yes, he got hit a bit today. Of course, everyone gets hit. But that last over he comes back, takes a key wicket. And then Hazelwood as well, Dil, you mentioned, absolutely brilliant. Takes the key wicket of Hardik Pandya. Probably the match winning moment because if Pandya
Yeah,
stayed one more over, probably Mumbai would have won easily. But yeah, this is a game, Dil, in most seasons of IPL, RCB would lose.
yeah,
Given,
very true.
especially when Hardik and Tilak were there, 9 times out of 10 I've seen RCB lose this game. I can think of Russell innings many a time when he smoked
Oh, don't
RCB
remind
or
me.
CSK many a time. Dhoni's finished a chase against RCB where they just lacked it in the end, and let it slip out. So many times it's happened to RCB. So this is a very rare sight to see. And yeah, it looks positive because I thought Hazelwood, Dayal, and Bhuvaneshwar showed a different side to RCB where they could pull it back in the death and win a game, which they probably didn't seem at the end like winning when Hardik and Tilak were going wild.
Absolutely, Sheldon. Yeah, because 56 to win of the last 4 overs, and both the batters set and
Yeah.
smoking it all over the ground. You are like, okay, fine. This team is gonna chase it down now, and then you start to think of the nightmares that have happened in the past to the team like RCB. That that's it's all the same kind of mistakes that they were making, but something they adjusted their line and length very brilliantly after those 2 overs, and then wickets started to fall there. But I thought it was a brilliant display by RCB. Batting all round, bowling. Yes, they got hit. Just towards the middle and towards the end there a bit, but it happens on a in a high scoring game like this. And also the fielding, I thought a couple of drop chances there, but in the end, Sheldon, that those catches by Phil Salt, Tim David on the boundary line, I thought was so crucial. You got to hold your nerve, you got to be calm and take those catches, right?
Yeah, Dil, especially when it's to the death and a six could change the game, you know? A six and a wicket,
Big time.
that's a
Yeah.
big difference. And then that last over, I mean that catch where Salt threw it back to David. Dil, what a
Brilliant.
crazy feeling. Under pressure, in the death. I mean, what a time to do it as well. And you saw how pumped Phil Salt was as well. Obviously he
Yeah.
didn't score, he only scored four today. David also didn't score much. But they played their part. You take those catches in the end, that's as important as, scoring the runs. I mean, it wins you games, and those two catches in the last over just so important. And how often we've seen those going down as well. It's so rare to see
Is yeah, yeah.
that as
It's so
well.
rare.
And it was just brilliant. And yeah, right at the death. Krunal's last over, I want to mention that absolutely brilliant. For a spinner to bowl, obviously that ball could have gone for six. Not the best,
Easily.
not the best ball, but Krunal, he showed a lot of guts to bowl the last over, and you just feel it meant a bit more to him. Obviously, someone who was born, brought up in Mumbai, played for Mumbai, won all those titles against his brother as captain. Often the
Yeah.
forgotten Pandya. Today he wasn't forgotten. He was right there in the thick of it and turned out on the winning side as well.
Yeah, Sheldon, I mean, it was always going to come down to both of them, right? Krunal and Hardik, they've played so much together, and they have thick as thieves.
Yeah.
Both these guys, the bond between them is insane. And it just goes to show that at the end of the day, one team has to win, one team has to lose there. But, in the end, you got to push on. Yes, you're in a different franchise right now, but you got to do what's right for the team there. And you could see how much it meant to him. Mumbai had to let go of him. Once the new teams came in, he went to Lucknow. Spent a few years there, and now he's back in RCB right now. So I thought it was a good, very very good over by him. Though he was getting hit in his first 3 overs, he came back really strong then to finish with his best figures. I thought it was brilliant there. But we cannot end the show without speaking about one man there, Sheldon. 13,000 T20 runs there. Another feather in his cap there. The second fastest to get there after Chris Gale. No prizes for guessing who we're talking about, guys. It's none other than the champ Virat Kohli there. And he missed it, just by a few innings there. I thought he could have gotten it a little faster, knowing Virat the way he plays there. But Sheldon, unbelievable knock by him today. Came in there, you thought he was under the pump there, with the wicket going the very second ball of the innings there, but you could see the intention, you could see it in his eyes, right?
Dil, that six he hit of Bumrah's second ball. I mean, wow. I mean, that's just a moment, right? That's Virat saying, "Okay, Bumrah, I know you're the best, but I'm Virat. Yeah, I could just do that." I mean, it's just crazy. And you think of Virat, obviously. I mean, he didn't have to change the way he plays. He didn't have to become more aggressive, or he doesn't have to change anything. He's achieved everything in cricket. But from the start of last season and now start of this season, he's shown so much more intent, like the way he
Yeah.
attacks, early on, and to show that even after everything he's achieved, that even he wants to, do more, or wants to put more for this team, and it's just brilliant. I mean, obviously he loves this franchise, the franchise loves him, and the, you just hope this is the 18th year, right? The
Don't
18th
say
year
it,
for
bro.
now.
Don't, don't,
18th,
don't,
I mean,
don't, don't, don't go there. Please do not go there. I don't want to jinx anything right now, But yeah, Sheldon, I think it was a brilliant knock there by VK. I think he's absolutely brilliant, and you're right. Even at this time when you've achieved so much in the game, to come back and to put your body on the line there like he did with his fielding. Also, he's so animated still. I mean, it just says a lot that how much he cares about this franchise, how much he, the effort that he puts in, it's unmatchable. And that's why, he's up there, with some of the biggest names in this game, and he'll go down as a legend of the franchise and of the sport and of the format of everything, right? So, but yeah, hoping, for RCB to continue their run. They've been brilliant. They slipped up against GT in the last match, but they found their way. It was a very important game, Sheldon, for both teams, to get that momentum going back again. But RCB in the end holding their nerve and getting over the line. Mumbai, they're losing by 12 runs, a second close loss for them in a row. But they'll be looking to change that very soon when other teams come to play them at the Wankhede. But RCB fans, you can smile now. You can relax because it got really close towards the end there. But what a brilliant performance all around there by RCB. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing it to you all. As usual, don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram. The handle's down in the description, and we'll see you soon in the next video. Thank you.